You know, one thing that my basic economics used to tell me is that the transition from one occupation to the other is called occupational mobility of labor. But when the person has to move from one town with the labor service to another, it's also called geographical mobility of labor. Today, we are here in Mutual, a suburb of Pram, to interact with a gentleman who has not just moved from one occupation to the other, but has also moved from Pram to stay in Mutual. So here lies the case: the person is practicing the occupational mobility of labor and the geographical mobility of labor. I know I've confused you. So today, here on PrampramBoy TV, we are in Mutual to interact with a gentleman who goes by the popular name TeacherTailor. If this is the first time that this is appearing on your screens, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, make a comment, like our post, share the video so that together we can have a very big family. Follow me as we interact with this gentleman. Whoa! So I told you about one gentleman from Pram who has decided to leave his professional job, the job we've known him for, to change to another job. Now we are here with the gentleman. He will be introducing himself to us so that we have the conversation. My brother, I'm PrampramBoy.
I'm Nartey.
We have heard your name is TeacherTailor. This Evans Nartey name sounds a little bit strange to me. I heard you are TeacherTailor.
Yes.
How did that name come about?
The name TeacherTailor was given to me by some of my students I was teaching. When I brought machines to the school to amend their uniforms for them. So initially what they were thinking is other people are going to do it. So when they realized that I was behind the machine myself doing it, they said, you are a teacher and you are sewing too. Then we will start calling you TeacherTailor. Okay. So that name meant so much to me because out of humanitarian grounds I was doing it, and if a name is born from that, I just hold on to it, and that is what generated the name TeacherTailor. So
professionally you are a teacher?
Professionally I'm a teacher.
And you are supposed to be teaching?
I'm supposed to be in the classroom.
So why are you here? This is an office. This is not a staff common room.
Yes. You know, being a teacher does not limit you to be in the classroom. I still teach till today.
Okay.
I've only left the GES confined classroom.
Okay.
I have some students overseas. I teach virtual.
Okay.
Okay, and then other people who are outside now that I teach them how to sew. So you see, the name teacher hasn't changed. It's still there, but it's the classroom that is no more.
Okay. So you went to the training college, the normal teacher training college?
Yes.
And then you've gotten the posting. Was there so much certainty when you were moving from the teaching field that, okay, the field that I'm going to is going to give me enough money, so let me leave the teaching field? I have a lot of friends who wish they got this opportunity to have a monthly flow of income. And you have decided to ignore the monthly flow of income and enter into a field that you were not so much sure about, that at the end of the month I will be getting this. Yes. What is the inspiration?
The inspiration is I'm taking salary at the end of the month, every month. And for 10 years, I've been taking salary. My last salary that I left the classroom with is a good sum. Okay. That everyone wishes to have it. But here is the case. It's actually not giving me the life I'm supposed to have. And I am being paid every month. Okay. I don't want it anymore. I want to be paid tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't need the pay now. Pay me tomorrow. The only way I can receive tomorrow's pay is to be an entrepreneur and do what I like most. That is the sewing. So if I'm to get that one going, without money today, without money tomorrow, in the future, I will take my pay.
Okay.
So my colleague teachers who are still in the services, this is the same thing. They take their salary now, but I'll take mine tomorrow. So I've paused after 10 years, no more salary. I want to take it tomorrow. So when you see entrepreneurs starting up, no one pays them anything. They are not even able to pay themselves. You try and pay people you work with. And then tomorrow you put yourself on scale now and begin to receive salary. So you get the point.
Should we say that you have saved enough that will keep you the number of the 10 years that you would like to stay away without taking salary? You've saved enough.
No. I went for financial counseling. That is after quitting. I realized that one of the things I should have done to go for financial counseling and then expose my idea and see what works best.
Okay.
So what he told me was that, what is your liquid capital? I said, nothing. He said, how come you don't have money? I said, I don't have. And he said, you stopped teaching? I said, yes. He said, no. What we advise is that before you quit from your former job, you need to have like 6 months of your monthly salary together down before you quit. Okay, so one would think that you quit before you have. I didn't quit because I have. I quit because I just want to receive it tomorrow. So there was nothing to really engineer me quitting.
TeacherTailor.
That's the name.
So it means that name has really been impactful.
Very.
Should we say that your students at the time helped you to unearth your talent?
100%. Here is a teacher who is good at cooking. He doesn't know how to sew. And in our country here, if you are teaching home economics, you are expected to teach the cooking at the same time, the sewing.
So you were teaching home economics?
Yes. So I was dodging the sewing topics. And some of the pupils have their siblings and other family members who are designers.
Okay.
So they get few informations from them, and when they come, they want to put the questions on me.
Okay.
Notwithstanding that embarrassment, I chose to find out what actually is the sewing about. And then I came to realize that, okay, it is this, it's that, it's this, it's that.
How did you find out?
So I subscribed to YouTube, searching for a word that I could use to explain to the pupils the meaning. Then a video was attached to it. I went into the video and I realized that the things I'm hustling to teach are all there. Now let me learn them by day to be able to teach well.
Okay.
And the understanding kept on growing. I realized that at least I can even use the skill to sew for myself. I realized I could make some few money from it. And so my sewing actually was a birth from my pupils. It's not from anywhere.
I see. Now, how did you learn this sewing? You were a teacher. I mean, we know how engaging the teaching field is, where you barely have time for yourself. How did you learn this sewing? The cutting, the fixing of the machine, and the sewing proper. How do you learn this?
I had a fiancée who is a fashion designer.
Okay.
And because she learned it the hard way, she doesn't understand the theory aspect of the thing. So I could pick few information from her hands, okay, with what I've learned in YouTube, and then connect them together to be able to teach. So I realized, okay, this is called a machine. If you thread it this way to work from her hands, this is how you hold the scissors. This is how you place the fabric when you start. Those things I copied from her. How to hold the scissors, how to thread a machine, how to place your fabric down. Copied those few things from her. Added the book with the lessons from YouTube. And then it came on picking up. So I learn usually in the night when no one is awake. That is where I try to get to YouTube, learn what I can learn, because I always have a lesson to teach. So I learn them, come to the school, deliver, and it kept on growing. Remember, when you are teaching, you must do practicals with the pupils. Yeah. So I will not just learn the theory and walk away. I need to also master the practical aspect.
Sure.
And to practice, to be able to do the practicals with the pupils, I must practice it myself. So in the practicing process, I have to sew and then come and teach. So I started sewing for myself.
How did your first design look like? How did your first design look like?
My first design was a boxer.
A boxer shorts?
Yes.
Right.
It took me 5 hours. With today, it will not take me 20 minutes.
Okay.
It took me 5 hours to do it. I started 8 o'clock in the evening. I finished completely. I finished around 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I put it on to school the next morning. I was the only person knowing how uncomfortable it is beneath.
Okay.
But I was so excited what I was wearing.
Okay.
Because it's out of my hands. I gave it to that. Yeah.
Has it been rewarding so far? And can you say that with the projections, there is a brighter reward in the future? What you have started now, has it been rewarding so far?
That is the sewing.
The sewing.
It has been very, very rewarding. Unexpectedly, out of humanitarian activities, I realized that the free alteration I did for the pupils actually landed me a contract.
Okay.
That after execution, it made me identify the entrepreneur aspect of me. If it hasn't been the sewing, I would have still been in the classroom, hoping to one day be an entrepreneur and doesn't know how. So after the contract, I realized this I can do better, even than the classroom confined teaching. Okay, so I have to quickly work out and then do what I can do best to receive the salary tomorrow.
In the same field of teaching, has there been any day that you felt that, okay, let me move from the primary GHS form of teaching to the SHS and the university teaching? Has there been any day that you had that dream of moving higher in the teaching field? Because I heard you were once at the university and you had to stop on the way.
You've asked a very serious question. From college, if you are a teacher, then being a lecturer will be a higher goal for you.
Yeah.
But I never saw myself as one. 2012, I went to the university. I'm supposed to complete 2015. I left 2013. Why? I realized inwardly that this is not a place for me, because what I was studying is still going to land me in the classroom. I'm already there, and it's still going to land me there. It's something different I want. So I have to do what? Walk out of the school and then not complete. So yes, I didn't complete the university, which I never regret it. Even today, I don't regret it. I never went for promotion. I was only threatened by my head of transfer once. If I do not take the promotion exercise, that is why I took the promotion. If not, I was not interested in promotion the same way I was not interested in furthering the education to become a lecturer or district director or even a head teacher.
I see. In which year did you officially quit the teaching?
Officially is 2020.
In the era of Corona. In the year of our Lord, Corona.
Yes, 2020.
All right, give it to me. You are courageous.
Very, very, very courageous.
As people were crying for a monthly flow, you were moving out of the flow.
Exactly.
Whoa!
In the COVID, I had to do few things. I left because there was a total lockdown. I left to Kaswa, stayed there for a short period. I came back, goes to the school every day. Nothing is happening. Nobody is learning. And I was like, what is my life being used for? So you see, even though I'm living, it is being regulated by somebody. So when that person ceases to use me, I become useless. So I goes to the school, play volley with the kids, and nothing is happening. Even though I have the skill for sewing, I went back to Kaswa. Then I have this man who said, come come and sew nose mask. I said, okay. When I came, I didn't come with the mindset of sewing nose mask. But I said I can do something different. I went to buy foodstuffs. That's tomatoes, pepper, and onion. Cassava, I had cassava, and then what we call Kobe in addition. Then I was moving from house to house, selling. Why? You are not supposed to go anywhere. You are supposed to stay at home. So I'm bringing you the food items to your doorstep for you to buy. So I made few sales. But remember, before I'll visit a home, nose mask is the thing I must put on before I go. So I went with my nose mask and people were like, oh wow, it's nice. How did you do it? Can I buy one? I said, okay. So when I'm coming back again, I make some and then send it. Okay. I make some and then send it. Then I realize, oh, the profit in that is more than the fruits.
The food stuff.
Because I'm not good at preserving the fruits too, I was losing them because of their perishable nature. So I started sewing the nose mask. And then I had a job to sew 1,000 nose masks. I did it. When I sent it, they said, this is so nice. We want another 1,000. Oh, wow. And this is actually working. That is when I received a first check out of business I'm doing. 2,000 Ghana cedi. First check. I've never received check in my life. Okay. 2,000 Ghana cedi. Wow. Okay. Then this thing is very beautiful. Not knowing how business field actually runs, I use all the money to buy materials and then paid for people who assisted to sew. I made nothing. But I walked away with experience. And then I got few people who were free. I sewed the nose masks, gave it to them. They went to the streets and then they were selling it for people. Because if you don't have it, you can't walk in town. So they were selling it. They visited some of the police stand and they were selling it to anybody they would instruct that he must buy the nose mask. Until the greater thing came up. That is winning a contract of 490,000 nose masks. During the
Who awarded that contract?
It's a very big association. That is so personal.
All right. So 490,000 pieces of nose masks.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yes, in the whole country, I was the third person to receive such a huge contract. Coming out from all the nose masks that have been sewn, the third person to receive 490,000 nose masks. And the contract came as a result of the free alteration.
Okay.
The contract came not because I have the company to run such a contract, but because they trust that this guy have been doing few things for the community and he can do anything he puts in his hands. So let's trust him with the job.
How long did it take you to deliver?
It took me 3 months.
3 months. 490,000. 3 months.
Yes.
Wow.
To deliver. And it was a great experience. I learned how to run a business, 10 years experience in 3 months. You have to go through all.
Let's do the calculation. In which month in 2020 did you quit the teaching?
Formally.
November.
Yes.
So from November till now, roughly, let's say 5-6 months.
Exactly.
In 5-6 months, what has been the change, the transformation in your new field so far?
In 5 months, I have been able to understand what it takes to be an employee and what it takes to be an employer.
Okay.
What it takes to run a business without profit, yet be responsible to the government. What it takes to be an employer without work income, still you must pay your electricity bill. What it takes for things not to be in good shape, still being organized. And then how to consistently stay positive.
Now let's come to your field now. Materially, physically, what has also changed?
Physically, as in
improvement, expansion, what has also changed?
I have a company now, a named company called Magister Sato. Now, people get confused with the name. Let me explain. When I went to registration, I went with my name, that is TeacherTailor. They keyed in, they said the system rejects the name. So they gave me a name, Teacher Titi. I said, it doesn't make sense to me. Even myself, when I pronounce it, it doesn't sound well to me. And I will not keep a name I don't like. So I insist on the TeacherTailor. They realize it's not working. I changed to the stage. They said, no, it's not going to work. Eventually translated the TeacherTailor into Latin. So the name Magister Sato is the same as TeacherTailor, but in Latin.
Oh, okay.
So Magister is teacher, and then Sato is tailor. So now I have a registered company. I have a bank account, a company bank account. I have few investments which are aside this company. Okay. And then I have workforce of about 5, and things are moving. Yeah.
I know my team very soon will take a look at some of the space that you work in to see the physical changes that we're talking about. But are you happy within yourself now? Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy. The reason is this. I have to understand what I'm getting into before I walk out. So if someone hears I'm happy, will think that all has been beautiful. But anything that is happening is unexpected happen. So when it comes, it's just a confirmation of what I was expecting.
What will you advise people to do? Considering what you have done, what will you advise people to do? People are in various fields. They are feeling so frustrated, depressed. Waking up Monday morning, trying to go to job, very depressing. What do you advise people to do now?
I have written a book titled Millions in Your Storm. I would say that anybody that is not going through a storm is not going to get anything. When the storm time comes, it's evident to everybody that it's rainy season. When it begins to rain, it tells you that it's planting season. And when planting and then the seed dies, expect germination. And when you take care of the plant to grow completely, you expect harvest. If this process is not in your life, you are not ready. Additionally, if you find yourself in any company, any job space, anywhere you are working, and there is no growth on you and where you are working, I will urge everybody to walk away without apology. This I repeat every day. If you find yourself at a place, you are not growing, the place is not growing, everything seems stagnant, walk away without apology. I change my clothes when they get old. I change them when they don't best fit, when they get worn out. I change my shoes when I feel they are not good enough. Even mobile phones still can make call. Few cracks of screen, we change it. Why is it that it is so hard for us to change a job? Because we are not growing. If you feel frustrated at a place and nothing really seems to be happening, remember your age is not reducing, it's going. Your days are not being reduced, it's still moving forward. That is why you have black hair, eventually you get gray hair, or eventually you get bald hair. Walk away, analyze few steps you can use to grow yourself, and then get things going. It will not be easy.
We are gradually coming to the end of our conversation. But aside Magister Sato,
that is the name. You got it right. You got it right.
Aside Magister Sato, what other businesses are you looking at, or have you already started? Share.
Magister Sato itself is not a one company, even though it's bearing TeacherTailor. We don't only sew. We are into videography. We are into graphic designing, and then we are into t-shirts printing, especially when it comes to branding. We are there. We make arts for companies. We make t-shirts. Anything about printing press, we are there. Embroidery, mention them. Banner, sticker, everything. We are just there to assist. So it's more or less as if we are concentrated on sewing. It is not so. When you come in, you realize that we do t-shirt printing, We do this, we do that, we do a whole lot here.
Now, let me ask my very last question, which will bring us to the end of this very important interview. If you are given the opportunity to change one thing
About me or something else?
Ghana, Africa, what will it be?
This is a tough question.
I got you. Tell me, what will it be? You know,
I would love to give blacks hope that in us are seeds, and until we chooses to plant the seed, you are not doing good when you save the seed. Don't save the seed. Don't keep the seed at a comfortable zone. The seed might still look new as you expect it to be, but in reality, seeds do not like to be saved. Seeds love to be planted. If there is anything I have for our country, everybody should realize that there are seeds in everyone. Let's bring them out. Yes. Plant them, let it, watch it die, and see it germinate.
Whoa, it has been a very wonderful conversation, and I've been here with Magister Sato, Teacher Tailor. You know, I keep telling you that a lot of great things and greatness is in Pram. A lot of good things are happening in Pram, and this is one of the evidence. What are your last words? I want you to look into my camera and tell us something. What are your last words?
My last words goes to my able youth. I use the word able because I know they can be able to do a lot. Stop playing safe. Stop protecting your flesh, because your very flesh will go weak and it will tell you that you did not put it into use. Do not protect yourself, but go out there. If you are not meant to be an entrepreneur, don't force to be an entrepreneur. You're going to fail. Some people are very good at serving, and just by serving people, they watch them grow, and they grow as well. A friend of mine told me that the gatekeeper of Davido have Range Rover. Imagine if the gatekeeper tries to be an entrepreneur. He's not going to be anybody at all. But just being a gatekeeper for Davido, he travels around the world with him. Search for what you can do and begin to do it. The time is now. Luckily, recession has been caused by COVID-19. Thank God, a lot of business has collapsed, giving an opportunity for your idea to survive in the market. Don't think some people will do it. We are waiting for you to do it for us to patronize and benefit from the service. Thank you very much.
You know, I must say that I've been inspired. You know, you can see I'm really sweating. A sweat of inspiration. Let me say, I'm so pleased to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you and then have this wonderful interaction with you. And I know that my audience are going to learn a lot from this wonderful discussion that we've just had. We'll put your location at the intro section of our video, so that everybody who wants to locate Teacher Tailor will get. But put your contact out right now. Put your contact out right now, so that whoever wants to get in touch with you can get in touch with you. Just put it out right now.
If you want to get me, you can get me on 0540-483612. Let me take it again. 0540-483612. Not only there, you can find me on social media handles. Just type Teacher Tailor on Facebook, you will find me. Teacher Tailor on IG, you will find me equally. And then on Twitter, Teacher Tailor, you'll still find me there.
Let me say a very big thank you to you for making time and watching this interview. Without you, we cannot be as big as we are. PrampramBoy TV, we are grateful to you for making time to watch this interview. And let me say thank you to Teacher Tailor for accepting us to have this conversation with us today. Until next time, until our next interview, subscribe to our channel, and I say goodbye. Charlie, you have a very wonderful place.
Thank you.
I mean, when I came here, I saw the place. I realized that Charlie, you are now a big man.
Big man.
Like The despite of Nico Pram Pram.
Exactly.